Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running low. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running low. Keep running
Is I Matsuda here, joined with the one and only Danielson, here to join Risen, the one and only pre-made Unstoppable League. Here tonight we have Omega Gaming Lunar versus the Loveable Idiots. How are you feeling, Danielson?
Pretty good tonight, actually. You know, I feel a little bit of a kinship with that latter name right there. But hey, we are in the draft right now. We're already seeing some bands coming out. We have the Caitlyn and the Vladimir. I like these bands personally. How do you feel about them?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Caitlyn come up in prominence, per usual, when, you know, Riot tends to buff up the ADC role a little bit, but I'm surprised to see the Lucian ban coming in through, unless it's on the Loveable Idiots side of their expertise. Vladimir ban, like you said, is always a good one. You know, some people just hate playing against it.
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
Yeah,
we also see the Bard pick. You know, Bard for a while was considered the most versatile support, I believe, right?
Yeah, he has a lot of different modes he can go. You know, I will say though, I do like the Lucian ban personally. You know, if you're playing against an enemy mid laner that can play it, it is such a hard pick to counter right now. There's very few matchups that can go even. There's just so many where he just straight up wins. He's honestly not even that difficult to play. But with that Lucian ban, we also see the Lux, the Ashe, and the Caitlyn both being in out. Yeah, probably Jhin and Senna still left in the AD carry role. Maybe a Twitch or something. What are you thinking?
I mean, at this point, you know, it's around Platinum, Diamond, Elo. People mostly just roll with what they're comfortable with, and teams can make it work. Yeah. And right off the bat, Omega Gaming locking in that Zillion. Killian
Hell
Zillion.
Yeah. Can't Killian the Zillion. We've all seen the video. Boris on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about, man? Mm-hmm. I think our producer, Mikey, here actually has that as a Discord icon, if I can see that correctly. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Few seconds left on this second pick right here. Probably can be Zillion mid lane, but he can be flexing to support. I think he's pretty bad there, actually. But he is going to be blind pick mid. Misfortune being picked up for TLI. Very good blind pick will AD carry. can be punished in certain matchups. You could be playing against like a Thresh or a Mage that can easily hit their skill shots or something like that. But hey,
Oh yeah.
let's see how they round this one off,
Yeah, very interesting to see whether or not Omega Gaming's mid laner can play Zilean perfectly. I've heard from, the noted Zilean god himself, Bjergsen, saying if you can play the champion, like, pretty decently, you can just autopilot, right? Because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Zilean's not that complicated in terms of, like, kit design. So, opens up a lot for them to be aware across the map, being able to help and track their jungler, I mean. But with that being said, it looks like a Gragas jungle on the side of TLI.
Ooh, yeah, I do like the Gragas, and it actually looks like the Hecarim pick coming out to kind of match that. Now, I believe both these picks can be flexed into those solo lanes right there. You occasionally see the Gragas support coming out, but I don't think it's meta right now. But Gragas versus Hecarim does look like that meta we're seeing right here. Now, personally, I really do like the Zilean Hecarim combo. You get a lot of extra move speed. I think it's like 99% at max rank. Yeah, a lot of extra AD on there.
Ridiculous.
And a little bit safety there in the bot lane. The Ezreal being picked up there for OGL. Pretty safe matchup into Misfortune. She has a hard time getting into range. Occasionally she can pop you with the second part of her Q, but other than that, she's relatively low range. Maybe if we can get some kind of setup here in the support position, she can look to make plays with her ultimate. I wouldn't like to blind. Ooh, okay. I was going to say, Thresh, he's a very good blind pickable support. Right now, he's not necessarily the best one with Misfortune. I think Leona is probably one of her best matchups right there. But then you're leaving open the Morgana, who I expect to see a ban coming out right here for that, honestly. I know a lot of teams don't like playing in Morgana.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of Thresh players aren't a huge fan of the Morgana pick, counter picked against them. And this confirms this should be a Gragas jungle. I guess it could go top lane, but actually, funny you mentioned about Gragas support. I was watching one of those Super Server China games, and Mickey was actually playing it down there up in, I think, Challenger Elo.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty good. So,
well, that's good to hear. I mean, it does have a bit.
Yeah, I heard that's kind of like his pocket pick, I guess, like playing Gragas support. So maybe.
Damn. Whatever happened to that YouTube series? The LCS pocket picks? Those were pretty fun to watch. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the ones where like they feature them and they interview them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they move on to like, I guess they really want to go into Sushi Dragon or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, though, we are seeing a lot of global pressure being done over here. The Twisted Fate and the Shen from OGL versus the Gangplank and kind of the Akali from TLI. She's a good solo laner, can be flex mid top, but Set being picked up and then Kled being picked up. I believe that's going to be a top lane set, so they have yet to pick up their mid laner for TLI, and it looks like a Taric from OGL. Taric, Ezreal. I believe they have some chemistry right there. Not necessarily the best duo, though. Pretty good into a lot of melee kind of matchups, though. What is going to be the last pickup here for TLI?
Well, they already know they're going against Zilean. I guess they could go another control mage, but it depends on the champion pool for their mid laner. Totally up to them. But, maybe Tropical Crayon has a special treat for us, but like I said, control mage, Orianna. But, I'm sure they can put on a good show with Orianna.
Definitely. The Snoriana coming out of here of TLI. It is the Time Mage versus the Living Clock here in the mid lane. And there's some kind of good pun there, but I'm not connecting with it right now. Either way, we have our teams picked up right here. We've got what we see. And, when I'm looking at these kind of drafts, I really do what I'm looking at from the side of OGL. We have a lot of synergy right there in the mid-jungle matchup. We have relatively safe lanes. And we have a lane that the Hecarim can look to snowball off of, the Kled into the set. I am liking these matchups right here.
Yeah, I think OGL got a pretty decent draft. I'm always a huge fan of Taric pairing up with Hecarim. Pairs it up with, Cosmic Radiance combining with Hecarim Ultimate. It's basically a very easy engage tool you can use over and over, right? You don't risk your front line getting bursted down from anyone from the side of TLI. So I think they set themselves up really good engage, right? You pair that up with the Zilean, speed boost, Kled Ultimate, like OGL can just pounce on the lovable idiots, and they just might get smoked out.
Yeah, I think the one thing that they're going to have a problem with is all this disengage that they sort of have on TLI. They have the Thresh, you can flay away a lot of really good guys. Of course, you have the unstoppable Hecarim Ultimate. You have the Gragas, who can barrel people out of the way, body slam them away from your AD carry. And all the CC you get in the set Orianna. They have a lot of tools to be working with, but, at elos who are generally below diamond. I think we have a few mid diamond players here. I really do like seeing easier to play comps, and OGL definitely have that.
Yeah, definitely. And this is kind of up to TLI to kind of make sure that this doesn't get out of their control, right? They have
Yep.
Thresh, a very high variance support. Might be able to make some plays, with or some early roams. It's up to them. Um, I'm not, but
Possibly? Okay. Okay.
not too sure if I feel too confident with the misfortune on their side. Not sure whether the champion is currently on the strong side of the spectrum.
She's like a B minus. There's only like 15, 80 carries really in the game.
Yeah.
So she's never in a bad place. She's one of those champions that's hard to beat bad as a champion. She also has a lot of different modes she can go. I've seen a lot of people play the Manamune misfortune actually. You get a lot of scaling with that. It's a very good item, but you do miss out on the CDR from the Essence Reaver or going for lethality. Either way, I'm really excited to see how my man Dumb Chemist is going to come at this game.
Yeah, same here. And I gotta ask, who do you got? Who are you willing to bet who's gonna win game one here, Danielson, based off these team compositions put together?
Ooh, based off the team compositions, I do like a lot of what I'm saying. A lot of what I'm seeing right here. It seems like we have a lot of comfort picks coming out, a lot of safe lanes, a lot of time to look at the jungle, and it's times like this that I'd like to really look at how that jungle matchup goes. Who's going to be able to influence what lanes, who's going to be able to clear a little bit faster, get to places more quickly. And I really do like Omega Gaming Lunar's comp a little bit more. They have a lot of synergy in their picks. They have a lot of tools to get that Hecarim ahead early. And their scaling late isn't that bad. Sure, they don't have a Orianna in there or a crit 80 carry, but they have so much damage and not really too many tanky opponents they're going to have to get down.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment based off both of these team comps here. And with that being said, I kind of want to see whether or not Lovable Idiots can pull the, I don't want to say impossible, but things aren't looking too bright. But then again, you do have the set. Could always find a really good flank, able to get that nice ultimate punched in there. But
yeah.
I mean, anything can happen really here. It really just depends how.
It kind of seems like you like Omega Gaming Lunar a lot more this one.
Definitely. Like,
I mean, personally,
Yeah.
I think that they do have a lot of options on Lovable Idiots. First of all, you could just win lane. Get a set really far ahead of the Kled, even though Kled does have a few more tools to work with in there. Like I said, you do have slightly better individual champion scaling on Lovable Idiots. The Orianna, she gets the Seraph, she gets her Death Cap, and she's just one-shotting your front line, basically. Set. We talked about how all this disengage that they have is going to be very, very useful into a Mega Game Lunar. So if the Lovable Idiots are not so idiotish in how their play style goes, they could play this one very, very beautifully and come away with a lot of teamfight wins.
Yeah, with that being said, we're going to cut to a short break as we transition on to the Rift. So stay with us, folks. Grab a drink, grab something to eat. Get ready for an exciting best of 3 series here. We'll be right back with you guys shortly.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun, running, no, hold on, don't let go. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running low. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running low. Keep running low.
Welcome back, everybody. Like I said, that was going to be a short transition as we are right back on the Rift, ready for Game 1. Omega Gaming Lunar versus the Lovable Idiots as they fan across the Rift. So blue side, we have Omega Gaming Lunar with Ethno playing Kled in the top lane, Sabash playing Hecarim in the jungle, Gosha playing Killian Zillion mid lane, and Rapid Fire along with the Scarred Rabble playing Ezreal Tark in the bot lane.
Oh yeah, you love to see it. We got ourselves some spicy gamer action here today, and I am looking forward to it right here. I'm looking at these keystones. I see a lot of things that I do like. We got the Predator on the Gragas. He's going in. We got the Phase Rush on that Orianna. We got the Glacial Augment available on the Zillion. There's a lot of different schools of thoughts. I've seen some people go for the Airy on that champion because it procs in your ultimate, but I like Glacial way better. It gives you all that access to those good items right there. Overall, fairly standard picks right here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I don't see anything that I disagree with.
Yeah, I agree. Everything seems pretty excusable for me here. I'm not sure. I guess Phase Rush is better than Conquer for Hecarim, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there's actually a lot of different schools of thought on there. I believe if you're going tank on Hecarim, I think it's like slightly better to go Conquer because you're gonna have more of a chance to proc it. It takes you like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 seconds. Your spells give you 2 procs, your autos give you 2 on melee champions. So you gotta hit like 6 of those. That's like 2 Qs, a W, your E, and some auto text in there. It's not too easy to proc, it's not too hard to proc, but the thing about Phase Rush is once you go in, it allows you to like sort of reposition and control how you want to play it. So overall, by the way, we are seeing some kind of a little bit of action here in the mid lane, as our directed camera is showing us. Bot lane, looks like they're going for the level 2 power spike there on the side of the Lovable Idiots. That's what I'm liking to see,
Yeah, it looks like they really want to force this level 2 spike that they should be getting first compared to the Tark Ezreal, but for now, they have to respect the level 2 thresh. You don't want to deal with that at all if you are Omega Lunar Gaming. But meanwhile, we do see Ethno land the bear trap on top of Set. Oh, Set not able to land the skill shot. And a very small win there for Kled, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. The thing about Set is he just regens so much health, both with his passive and like the Doran shield that you go all the time. So even if you do get like small chunks on him, it really ends up being reduced very, very far over the course of the lane. That's why he's pretty good. That's why he's so good blind pickable. Honestly, He's really good there. 3 versus 2. I don't think Kled should be going for that fight at the moment.
Yeah, definitely not. Right after taking that Set W, I don't think he's feeling too comfortable after that one.
Yeah, definitely. I will say though, Set has been out for a while. We've seen the Riot go through some change with him. I really miss W Max on Set. I thought it was pretty interesting on there. I think Q Max is a little bit healthier per se, but he's a pretty cool champion right here. I believe our observer is playing around with his options. Really cool stuff. He's bringing up the mouse speed I believe that's pretty interesting. Oh, he's got summoner names back on.
Let's
Pog Champion.
go.
Yeah, can we get some
Yeah.
poggers in the chat for summoner names? I know there's 32 of you here. At least 5 of those are real people. I don't really know. Either way, though, we are 0-0 here at
Such a bold
3:45.
accusation, Danielson. They're all real people. Come on.
View botting for Risen Esports. I have made the
Never.
accusation. No,
What do we look like? A different org by the name of Phoenix. Not gonna say the rest, but you know.
Oh, do they view bot?
Yes. Okay. Back to the
All right.
cast. Back to the.
Yeah, that was drama alert right here. That's what we're on right now. Oh, we have some kind of a play in the bot lane. We see Greg is taking that scuttle crab, and Hecarim's just sitting in that tri-bush right there. They have the ward there on the Gragas, but looks like he's just going to go for his camp in the meantime. That's a pretty smart play right there. I believe that Gragas did get the double scuttle there on the Hecarim. Not entirely sure if he needed to give those up, Mr. Horseman. Oh, we are someone in the bot lane. What are we seeing?
Yeah, a lot of shenanigans there. Gragas looking to lane gank as well, while Kled takes an unfavorable trade, but does get the remount.
Ooh,
does not land the bear trap, but might still be able to win. Just going to back away. If he lands the bear trap, Polar Bear Minion is not going to be able to live to see another day.
Yeah, that's actually so much damage on your level 3 Kled Q. I believe it's like 50 when you first hit it, and like another like 200 on the second.
Oh, they land the hook on top of Scarred, forcing him to flash away, but they ignite. Might be able to save him, keep him alive. Oh, the flash and the heal able to keep him alive. I'm sure he's clenching something very tightly right now and able to walk away, go back to base and refresh there. But Ezreal might be in a bit of trouble. Oh, lands the hook. No arcane shift. Able to get it away. Was that okay?
I thought there might have been another tower shot on the threat.
Yeah.
It would have been pretty epic. But it looks like Gragas is coming bot again. Might see something here. I was about to say a great man once said, "Not even close, baby." But it's gonna be even closer than we initially thought.
Yeah, gets the body slam, able to get it in first blood to the misfortune. Oh, the Lantern! Oh my gosh. Hernandez with the amazing Lantern, but Hecarim's still on the chase. He wants blood, but he needs to back away.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how Stabash 12 is playing this Hecarim right here. We talked about how he had a much more easily influenceable matchup in the top lane, and he's really going hard for this bot lane right here. He was just sitting there with his Krugs early when, like, you know, you got a Thresh. He's really good disengage. We have the, you know, it's an 80 carry, so she's going to have some range. Otherwise, she'd be real. If it wasn't for the Thresh, bot lane would be easier to gank, but the easiest lane for him to gank would probably have to be top lane for him right now. So I'd really like to see him influence that matchup more, but he's looking for something in the mid lane.
Yep, maybe might be able to blow Summoner from Orianna. Gets the charge on top. Trying to dodge around the bombs, but she gets stunned as well. Oh, and a beautiful pickup here from Stabash. Here's Predator Gragas coming in through. Don't think he wants that considering Hecarim is level 5.
Yeah, level 4 versus level 5. We all know how this one goes there.
And now they get to invade his jungle for free, Danielson.
Ooh, yeah, I do like seeing some cool epic win invades. I'm not entirely sure whether or not they have vision. We're seeing Gragas try to go for somewhat of a trade right here. I guess they must have seen Kled leave top lane, and that's where they knew that he's going for that. Either way, there is no red buff available for the Hecarim. Gragas could go for something over here, but it looks like they're doing a very good job on the side of Omega Gaming Lunar of stopping that Gragas from getting any kind of trade right here. You know, the horse is going ham on here, or I don't know, what's horse meat called? Is it like
Taco Bell, right?
Oh god, you're awful. You're awful. No, I believe that's dog food. But we are seeing a fight here in the top.
Yep,
that's level 6 set.
A very ambitious dive here. Oh, nice set ult, able to maybe get away here.
Oh man.
Actually looking for the fight. He actually could have won that if he got one more auto, but you know, I guess that was the warning shot coming in from Bear Minion. And Kled maybe looking to re-engage. That's the cool thing about Kled, right? It's like this champion is designed to play like an idiot because you get rewarded for it, right? And here he goes, jumping in, remounted, gets dismounted as well. Might be looking to try to win the trade here. Can take it out, but Ethno is able to stay alive and wins the semi 1v1.
Yeah, I was gonna say he played that very well. I'm not entirely sure if it was planned using his passive to dodge the true damage on Set's Haymaker, but if it was, that was pretty epic. If not, you know, I'm going to pretend it was. Either way, it will be traded for a Cloud Drake across the map right there. That's probably, in my opinion, one of the strongest earlier Drakes in the game. Like, I know people really like the Ocean for the little 2.5% missing health regen, but 10% on an ultimate, especially when you have, like, I don't know, maybe someone like a a Galio
Yeah.
team or someone who's really dependent on getting those cool ultimates when he goes in is really, really big.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps, the extra ultimate CDR here as we get another beautiful hook landing in from Hernandez and should be able to get the kill on Tarek. Ignite is taking the Misfortunal, gets it, but here comes Clutter with the TP. Now Thresh might be going down as well. Hernandez trying to buy some time for the Misfortune, but we do see Dumb Chemist is trying to cook up something in the lab, but the lab is going to backfire, and it's a double kill for Atheno. Beautifully done from Omega
Absolutely.
Lunars Gaming.
Yeah, beautiful play over there by Etherno on the Kled. Doesn't use his teleport to get back to lane, ends up making the play at bot lane, and really swinging that fight. I think that Misfortune definitely would have gotten that kill if Kled had not shown up, or maybe they would have gotten away. Either way, my man, I don't even know what kind of an animal Kled is. I'm going to say Muskrat there coming into the bot lane, making big plays all across the map, and it looks like Gragas is trying to trade that first Rift Herald for it. Not to mention the probably three platings that Set will be getting in the top lane.
Yeah, he's just hammering away at that turret. A lot of money going into his pocket. But, I mean, hopefully they get that Rift Herald if you're the Lovable idiots here. Maybe looking to get that up. That way they at least get a decent trade. But, I mean, Kled already has Tiamat, going up to par. I don't know if he bought yet. Yeah, he did, right? So,
he has the build water cutlass.
Yeah, compared to the set, yeah.
Yeah, the Tiamat's really big on champion Light the Kled because he really has no real area effect damage other than his Q, which is a high cooldown. We have a fight here. He doesn't know Gragas is here.
Oh, yeah. Here he comes. They're going to dismount the Kled, force a flash away. Oh, unfortunately, that barrel was not able to push him up a little bit further. Might have gone to look for a more pursuit. But Kled is forced to burn his flash, so ultimately not so bad from Norwal, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like young Norwal did burn his ultimate, so ultimately it was a little bit bad, but in the game it was okay. He doesn't know that we have the Hecarim sitting there in the top lane either. Gragas is going to have to respond to this. We are looking at the bot lane right now, but a lot of jungler action in that top lane right there. Are we going to see a dive maybe coming out? I doubt it.
I mean, maybe if Kled can get the remount, it's not as bad.
Yeah, but he's like 300 HP.
Yeah, he's very low, yeah. So he'd have to be able to pull out some quick mass, able to make sure he can get the remount before he dies. So I'm not sure if they're willing to risk it. They're just going to go ahead and look to reset for the Kled.
I think they were just like, they saw one jungler, not entirely sure who saw who first, but they just had to be there to match the pressure, make sure nothing happened for either side. Really, yeah, looking here at 11 minutes in this game, 4-2, we do have a slight goal lead in the favor of the Loveable Idiots, but we also have a fight here in the top lane.
Yeah, we do see Kled trying to make his way away from Gragas, but should be doing okay. I think Gragas has been spending a lot of time topside now. And meanwhile, this bot lane is fairly even. Ezreal does have a slight CS lead, but they do summon the Rift Herald, maybe looking to dive the Kled. He does dive forward, trying to help out, but the onslaught of shadows able to get the fear off on top. And now they're looking towards Set, already picking up Gragas. Oh, the RKO out of nowhere, force a flash away. But Hecarim already puts on the
I don't know if you win that
line, but okay, he's fine. Woo!
I don't know if you've ever punched a horse before, but I think they take a lot of damage from that sort of thing. And that's what we saw in that matchup right there. Yeah. Those passive auto attacks just hammering down on my man Hecarim. He really has no resistances in this game. It looks like he is going for the warrior, which I really do like right here with like all these tools to help him out. The Tarek, the Zillion, the Kled ultimate. He can afford to go a little bit greedy right here. I would have liked to see him go for an early Triforce, though I know the Sheen is probably one of the best tools early at speeding up his clear, and it sucks not to have that in your kit at this time. He is backing right here, probably finishing his warrior. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. A lot of power, though, in that warrior, so I'm not sure of the math behind it. Either way, he is power spike, and he is ahead of the enemy jungler.
Yeah, definitely. Up by one camp, but that still is pretty significant. And, Gragas not doing the best he could be doing at the moment, but still fairly even in terms of gold. Only 200 gold off, 400, I guess, now. As we do see maybe looking to play around for the next dragon, which is going to be an Infernal Drake.
Yeah, one thing I will talk about, Gragas did manage to get that early Cloud Drake for his team. Pretty big stuff. Cloud or Soul Pressure is a very big part of this game, as is getting that Scuttle Crab before the dragon spawns. Ooh, some kind of play right here. But I think they could just go around and take this after he uses his E to get away. They have a lot of early damage on this.
Yeah, really unfortunate for the side of the Loveable Idiots. They mistimed their resets. So, obviously Omega Gaming Lunar are able to recognize that, say, okay, well, these guys just reset. No way they can contest this dragon. And that's probably all they wrote for it, as we do see first story going straight over to the Lovable Idiots.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really great stuff over here by Loveable Idiots. They've been doing a really good job of whenever the jungler's on the other half of the map, they're always trying to trade something for it. You know, we got that dragon early when Hecarim was top. When Hecarim was bot, they got that first Rift Herald. When Hecarim's bot again, getting that dragon, they are looking at the first tower. So you can kind of see this gold value coming
Nice
in. Ooh, hold up.
and Cosmic Radiant's not going to be able to go through in time. Only going to be on top of the Hecarim and Ezreal. So might be able to make something happen with this, but the Misfortune does so much damage with the Essence Reaver. Oh, full of top, baby! Able to lock it down. Kills down the My Little Pony horse. There for the side of the Lovable Idiots.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash, not able to dash out of that fight quite quickly enough. Gragas was going to come in. He was going to, you know, Gragas actually does kind of look like the most of the audience of My Little Pony now I'm thinking about it. But he's able to come in, he's able to stomp all over that horse and do a really good job of getting his team. You know, it is 5 to 6 in terms of kills, even on Drake's, but 21k gold to 25k gold. Really just showing you how good the Lovable Idiots are at sort of a team macro based play. Oh, we have some kind of something happening here with the
TP coming in from the Kled, going on top of young Norwal, caught in between a rock and a hard place, and that should be an easy kill, but the Flash able to keep him alive. No follow-up damage means that the Greg is able to escape with his life. They push him into the bomb. Zillion should be able to get the kill. Good night, Hernandez, and now they're turning towards more people. That should be a beautiful ult, but Orianna still gets taken down here. Now the set. Oh, the Haymaker not able to hit enough people, and that's going to be Rapid Fire picking up the kill. And that's going to be Omega Gaming Lunar looking towards the mid lane turret.
A huge swing in power going to the side of Omega Gaming Lunar. You know, we talked about how good their team fight presence is right here, and when you're not really as coordinated, you be using your disengage on the side of Loveable Idiots. It just means that we're going to get those easy fights for the side of Omega Gaming Lunar, as well as that mid lane tier 1, probably the best objective early in the game for just cracking open that map. Oh, Gragas is going a little deep.
Yeah, probably trying to get some cheap damage in, but now they're looking towards him. Oh, Lantern going through, nicely done from Hernandez, but here comes Hecarim, trying to get the dive in, gets it in. Stabash picks up the kill as Kled goes on top of the Misfortune. Not enough mobility to keep her alive, but does get dismounted. Kled is still able to get the shutdown. Nice bit of gold going straight over to Kled, and now Ethno is huge on this Kled.
Yeah, I completely agree. He might have not had the best performance in lane, but he is coming up large in these 1v1s. You know, Misfortune is not an early game champion, especially when she's going for that crit. You really have to be safe in these 1v1s. I believe he just walked up, landed a Q, and kind of killed her. He didn't really have his ultimate to even close the distance right here. And with all this swing and power to the side of Omega Gaming, it's going to be tying up very closely of that gold grab within 1k of each other right here, as opposed to like the 4 or 5k we saw earlier.
Oh yeah. So I mean, things are starting to get closer and closer. You know, I think that Ezreal's in a good spot. He's almost done with his Muramana or Manamune. No, around 550
You want to
stacks.
say that again?
What's up?
Manamune?
Yeah.
Come on, LS, don't pronounce it like that.
How do you pronounce it?
I think it's just Manamune. I'm not entirely sure though, but either way, a lot of damage from that Zillion, I will say. And are they going to be fighting over this Rift Herald, do you think?
I don't know, Daniel. Probably, but I think Manamune sounds a little bit cooler. But here comes Orianna, forced to use the ultimate in defense, trying to prevent the Kled from diving.
All right. Yeah, it looks like he might go for that anyway, though.
But not going to be enough. That's right. That's like 1 pixel away, but able to pick up the kill on Project A.
Yeah, exactly what you said to see here, baby. But yeah, I'd like to talk about these builds right here. We see fairly standard across the board. I'm not entirely sure about the Rod of Ages on the Zillion. I think I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe in this kind of a matchup, the Catalyst passive is very good. But usually I like going for a little bit more of the Glacial Augments items early. You know, the Spooky Ghost, the GLP Super Soaker. One thing I really don't like, though, is that Luden's Echo on the Ori. A little bit too much early power. I really would like to see the tier scaling, maybe. As well as the Blade of the Rune King, Black Cleaver, or Triforce set. You know, I really think he's much better as a tank at the moment. He's able to proc Sunfire very, very well. He has a lot of base damage in his passive. But, you know, ultimately, he's not going to be having the same resources to fight this with. And with this next dragon coming up, they're going to have to make a play or risk giving up that third Drake. First one, or second one towards their soul for the side of Omega Game and Lunar.
Yeah, and this one's gonna be a Mountain Drake Soul, so later on in the game. Not sure who utilizes it better, but I'm sure both teams wouldn't mind having it. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's their main priority at this point.
Yeah, aside from Tarek, no one's really stacking too much defensive stats on the side of OGL. I mean, we might see a Death Dance or something later from the Hecarim. But actually, does Tarek W give you defensive stats, I think? When
I
he,
think
like,
it's
just armor.
Yeah, it's next to
All right,
armor
yeah.
to your partner, yeah.
Defensive stats. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, it's not going to help you too much against the Oriana or the AP Gragas, but I like having a little bit of armor on me. How about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, armor is always cool, especially when the Misfortune is starting to get a little bit big in terms of items.
Armor is pretty poggers, is what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. But so far, it looks like they're making a roam towards the upper side of the map. Maybe looking to catch out the Tarek, who isn't in the best scenario, but should be able to walk away.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing a lot of interesting stuff right here. We have a Baron coming up in 20 seconds, so establishing vision around that is going to be a new goal for most of these teams, as well as playing around this 4 minutes in this next mountain trick. That would be the potential sole point for OGL, which is very, very big when it comes to forcing the enemy team to respond to how your team is positioning right here. However, it is getting a little bit later in the game. We might see some scaling come out from the side of the Loveable Idiots. We have the crit there on the Misfortune. But Ezreal, probably one of the hardest spiking 2.5 item people. Maybe. One of the hardest spiking 2.5 item people in the game. He gets that 45% CDR with his Wallfield Score Hammer. I don't know what I said. Death Dance.
Yeah.
Item for himself. And it's just so much power in that early champion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of power, especially once, like you said, Ezreal gets that stance, already has Mirror Mana stacked up, locked and loaded. It looks like they do break top turret, and they have Shelly running it down top lane, forcing members of TOI to show up if they want to contest for Shelly. As Hecarim pops the Ghost, gets the Zillion, and gets the Zillion on a long way, so easy tower dive for them. I think it's a little bit too early for them. Oh, yeah, like I said, too early to pop the Zillion ult. I think it was like maybe half a second too early for him to actually get the revive in. But, you know, they get the free... I guess they get a Rift Herald charge, but even then,
Yeah.
trading that with your jungler's life, kind of a question mark thing on that one.
Kind of sus. That Zillion ultimate, I believe it lasts for 5 seconds. So, you got to do a little bit better job of that, I guess, right there. Either way, yeah, Hecarim, he does get his Triforce off of that death right there. That is a pretty major power spike for that champion. So I'm really happy to see that coming out, at least, for this team. They do have the Baron on the map right here, but even with the jungler down, they really just don't have the resources to go for any of these objectives. OGL is just choking this one out with all those advantages they got there in that early game. Not to mention how easy it is for them to team fight.
Yeah, definitely. We do see Kled side laning. I think he's just waiting to accumulate his second item, which I think he's going to finish into the Titanic Hydra, if I'm not mistaken. That's always a nice power spike for Kled. And after that, I think he probably goes, I'm trying to remember.
Well, there's a lot of things he can go. Like, I know in competitive leagues, like Impact specifically likes to go for a big tank item afterwards. But I personally like going for a GA after that Titanic Hydra. It's a pretty big for him, but he does have an extra Ruby Crystal, which makes me think he might be going for maybe a little bit of magic resist for himself. I could see him going into a adaptive helm. Maybe he does have a lot of health as well, so even though it doesn't build out of Ruby Crystal, maybe he can look for something like a Locket. It's a very, very powerful item right now. However, we're walking around this Baron. I'm not entirely sure what this play is here for the Loveable Idiots.
Yeah, I think they're just scouting, maybe looking for a pick, and the pick is going to be Zillion, forcing him to run away. Does pop the Super Soaker, but he's put himself in the alcove. Just him alone with Gragas. How cute, as he does force the ultimate on top of himself, gets the revive, but no one's here to save him. It's a sad day for Zillion. Able to flash away. Maybe he gets an escape. Oh, but the bullet time. Oh, the last tick takes out Gosha. Nice one coming in from Thresh, but nothing else happening there as members of TLI need to recall to answer to the second tier mid lane turret.
Yeah, yeah, they devoted 3 members of that into the top lane there. But at the end of the day, they are going to be the ones making the good macro plays for the side of OGL and trading something across the map with all those committed members. We do have another dragon come up in 22 seconds. Zilly will be up in 18. He's going to have his teleport available for that. But Ezreal looks like he's going for the back, and Kled might be caught out before this.
Yeah,
Ooh,
force a flash and take the blast cone. Unfortunately, with Kled's dash, you're not able to go through walls with it unless it's the second part, which requires, you to hit
you
a
hit a
champion,
champion.
and
Yeah.
then the champion is over the wall. But, that's a very niche scenario there.
It's conditional. Yes, we have 5 members of the side of Lovable Idiots hammering down this dragon. I think this might be theirs, but we might see a fight.
Yeah, but they're forcing the engage with Kled. Already has the stun on top. Dazzle coming in. Cosmic Radiance should be able to buy themselves time with the HP bars being on and
Ooh,
vulnerability. But the set going on top of the Zillion. A triple kill for the Ezreal. Rapid Fire's going crazy as the Brony himself,
ah,
Strabash, able to get a double kill. Looking for this Thresh. An Ace coming in through. And that's going to be a huge win for OGL.
yeah. With 22 seconds on the death timers, I think this is going to be a Baron. I don't think they could probably have enough time to get the minions there and get that inhibitor. So going for this Baron right here is definitely the play. Once they have this Triforce here on the Hecarim, they definitely have the damage, and yeah, this is a major swing in power for the side of Omega and Lunar. We didn't talk about how they also got the Dragon.
Yeah, able to actually take away the dragon in the middle of the fight. Pretty impressive on the side of Stabash. So congrats to him. And now they got Baron. Now maybe they should be funneling it towards bot side. At least that's
Mm.
how I would see them maybe utilizing it. Or I guess they could finish off that second tier top turret.
Yeah, they do have the teleport available on the Kled, so I'd like to send him to a side lane, even to just sort of spread around that buff right there. It would be very, very useful in getting multiple people having to respond to those Baron minions in one of the side lanes, and maybe they can get the bot lane turret while Kled is their top. Either way, they have a lot of options right here, but how they're playing it is going to be very interesting to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ezreal still building up that death stance, able to complete it actually. So Ezreal hitting
Ooh.
that 3-item power spike, the trinity of Miramana, Iceborne Gauntlet, and the Death Stance makes Rapid Fire a very strong figure on the side of OGL.
Absolutely, absolutely. He has so much power he's working with right now with that champion. But they're playing this a little awkwardly right now. They have had the Baron for about 45 seconds right now, and they still haven't are just now deciding what they want to do. And I think we're sending several people there into that mid lane. Good job getting those minions. Hecarim just got his back right there. Has a little bit of tankiness. Probably going to be going for a Sterix Gauge, if I'd imagine. Meanwhile, Kled is in that top lane. But Set's going to be going back.
Oh, that was just a tip hitting that Misfortune, forcing her to flash away. Nicely done from Gosha.
Yeah, really, really good job there by Gosha. Is able to get some cool cooldowns away from the enemy AD carry. Kled is forcing out that top lane turn. Again, I would really like to see the team hammering down the bot lane. They're able to get a free turret from there. Basically, bases are hard to crack, but
Oh, that's a nice hook coming out from Hernandez. No one able to capitalize through it, unfortunately. But like you said, Kled able to pick up that top turret.
ooh, big ultimate there for Ezreal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Hecarim already pops the ghost, able to maybe get the kill Misfortune. But now Cosmic Radiance going in through. Now they're able to super dive this right now. Kled ults as well. And this is looking like a fiasco for the side of TLI. Kled is doing so much damage. And on top of the Thresh, forcing Hernandez to flash away. But they get Ezreal, a huge pick for them. As now Oriana's forcing to run away on the opposite side of the map. Definitely not where she wants to go. Is able to pop the shield and now is running away as fast as she can. But the Zillion is equally as fast. Oh, and that should be the bomb picking it up. Gosha picks up the kill. And now they trade that for the second tier turret on bot lane.
Yeah. Kled doing what I said the rest of his team should have been doing earlier, but I guess we are learning a lesson right here. It turns out turrets do a lot of damage to horses, especially when you don't have any armor to negate any of that damage. He does have a lot of armor items you could go to. You could have got the Ninja Tabbies, you could have had the Dead Man's Plate. Either way, diving under towers is a little bit risky. It kind of sucks that Zillion wasn't able to keep him alive for a little bit longer, and he wasn't able to DPS a little bit harder with his Q right there. Kind of just seemed he was going for some single target burst there as Hecarim. When you have the invulnerability, you do have a lot of really big AoE damage with your Q with your W, and you should be playing with that a little bit better. Either way, we do have the Mountain Soul potentially for AGL coming up here in about 50 seconds, and both these teams should be posturing for this vision.
Yeah, but at this point, like the position that's being put out there for TLI, I think it's a little bit hard for them to get vision. They already getting cleared out with the Tarek there with the Scrying Orb, but might be wandering a little bit too deep. But not sure if TLI really want to push the button. But oh, Ezreal, maybe looking to get some poke in on top of the jungler, trying to force him out before the dragon spawns, which is really nice on their end. But now they're doing what we like to call the dragon dance, but the dance is interrupted from the set. Oh, nicely done, but the onslaught of shadows able to interrupt the misfortune, picks up the kill. Cosmic Radiance on 2 members, and now they're turning towards Gragas. Gragas goes down, rapid fire, able to pick up a kill, and now they're turning towards the last 3 members of the TLI squad, and that's going to be a clean ace on the end of OGL.
Yeah, some people are looking at this dragon, but I think if they were to immediately go mid, they could end this game. 25 seconds on the death timers was what we were seeing for several of the carries on the side of TLI, and looks like they're going to be going for probably going to get a double inhibitor here. Either way, very, very big play. They're getting the Mountain Soul. They have so much power they're working with right here. Their team fights are insane. Stabash doing a great job of just canceling that Misfortune ultimate, which did look like it was going to do a lot of damage the way she positioned it with his ultimate. Really, really great stuff. Either way, we are seeing the respawns coming in right here, but so much of their base is just being destroyed.
Yeah, their base is in shambles. Lots of minions funneling in. Baron's going to be up in less than a minute, so now it's up to them whether or not they want to get a reset in, get ready for round 2 while, the side of the Loveable idiots got to cover up their wounds, lick them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the play right here is to get a quick back in before this Baron does spawn. They have about 35 seconds. They should be fine. But yeah, they have double super minions. Well, not doubles. They have super minions in 2 lanes, which will mean that more members, at least one member, has to be devoted to clearing those away. They're going to be able to get a lot of damage on that Baron. They can't really force a team fight on the side of TLI without giving up a lot of damage on their Nexus turrets, because it would be a 4v5. If they do commit the member, they're going to be getting the damage. Either way, this is looking very, very good for OGL. This should be a free Baron unless we see some kind of miracle steal here by Young Narwhal and the Gragas.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we do see them, hanging around here. Tarek being very bold, exploring the red side jungle for TLI, but seems like everyone's recuperating. Ezreal's going to be farming that bot lane wave, so kind of tells me that they're not necessarily looking to pick up Baron. If they got their main damage source on the bottom side of the map. Looks like he's trying to get some gold in to get that Leandri's Torment finished, which is pretty strong lately on Ezreal.
Yeah, people are realizing that Leandri's Torment is a very good item on a lot of champions that have slows. Everyone's talking about the Gangplank Leandri's Torment. Oh, but we see a Kled here going for a fight.
Yeah, able to get a lot of damage on top of the Kled, forcing him to flash, but there goes the niche condition, like we said. Able to hop over the wall, and now members of TLI are trying to run for the hills, but they're going ahead and disengage and turn towards the free 2 members. As full time does so much damage, but the stun able to go on top of this fortune interrupts it. Ethnos is on a killing spree, rapid fire as well as they turn towards it. This could be game over. A beautiful Orianna ult, but it's not going to be the game-saving one, as Seth gets the RKO, and he's fighting for the life of his team. Pops the GA, but he needs to be more than that, and all there's left is Project A, running for his fountain, trying to drink the elixir of life. But the members of OGL say, no, we win game 1, and we want to get this series over into a 2-0.
Yeah, Polar Bear Minion has left the game. Project A might have done a lot of work that game, but he's going to be needed looking for Project B after that game. They have a lot of ground they're going to have to make up. I thought the draft was definitely in the side of a mega game Lunar, and although it was definitely, we saw a lot of really good macro on the side of the Loveable idiots, always trading something back, not necessarily playing a losing matchup too badly. I believe Orion was actually up 30 CS against his line. Either way, the comp was just way easier to execute on the side of a Mega Gaming Lunar. They were able to get so much damage. Their positioning really didn't matter as much with a lot of champions, because they were just going in every single time. Whereas like someone like the Dumb Chemist on that MF, she was trying her best in those team fights. Unfortunately, it was not enough.
I mean, I think it's just hard, when you're committing an AD carry like Misfortune, who really needs to be safe in the back line, especially with bullet time, as an option for them. And then you're up
Yeah.
against Zillion and Hecarim and Kled, who just scream dive, right? Like Zillion's able to like help out both of those champions, Kled and Hecarim, to just dive on top. So, every time she try to pop the bullet time, most of the time, as long as Hecarim and Kled were nearby, they just dove her and she couldn't actually get the full extent of that ultimate.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We look at the damage charts right here. We can really just see how much work Set was doing this game. It was the melee versus melee matchup top lane, so they are going to be farming a lot of damage onto each other. But he was so clutch in those team fights with his ultimates, with those big stuns, and just hammering down several members. He has almost double the damage of the next closest person, 26k to 15k. Either way, he was really, really big right here. Any other final notes you have before we go to the break before game two?
Nothing else really. Hopefully, we're able to see a change of pace from the lovable idiots. You know, I think early game was fairly in their favor. They just needed to learn how to maintain it throughout the mid game. Some mistakes happen, but with that being said, we are going to cut into a break as we transition into game two. So, folks, stay with us. This is going to be an exciting series, whether or not Omega Gaming Lunar can close it out or Lovable Idiots push it to game three.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? It's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, game 2, the Loveable Idiots are now on blue side versus Omega Gaming Lunar, who are now on red side. Pick some bands going straight off the bat. We see Vladimir, Heckram, and the Caitlyn band going in through.
Yeah, aside from that Heckram, which you saw there in game 1, these are the same first bans from each team. Lucian being banned out by OGLs here. Whether or not they ban out the Lux is going to determine whether or not they're copycats of the game 1. By the way, wait to see if the Bard or Asher are going to be banned out from TLI. You can only pick one. You only have one spot.
Yeah, so I'm curious as to what TLI plans to do since they are on blue side, so they get first picked on their hands. You know, maybe they want to steal away a pick that they thought OGL did really good on, and they think they can do the same.
Yeah, they do have the Ash open.
Okay,
there it is.
They, like you said, Ash goes in through first pick on the side of TLI. So now OGL needs to figure out what they want to pick up on their end. I do see a Gangplank.
Ooh.
And an Ezreal. So, you know, rapid fire on his trusty Ezreal pick. Meanwhile, we use the the Gangplank going over to Ethno.
Yeah, is my man Etherno like a Gangplank main or something? He's a very powerful champion when you have a lot of games on him, but I think he was banned out there in that game 1. I am seeing it on the second rotation. You know, solo lanes aren't too good to pick there on the first rotation, so he was banned out on that Gangplank. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Ornn is an interesting matchup for it. I believe you do have enough base damage on that champion to be solo killing if you land a lot of your abilities.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think Ornn picking up here from Loveable Idiots is really good here. It provides you an opportunity and pathway to kind of have that late game scaling, especially with the Ornn items. So a lot of free stats on the side of the blue team, and we do see OGL locking in the Castle win.
Castle win, baby. Yeah, you love to see it over here. Very, very powerful in the mid lane. Yeah, they basically picked all the carries right here. Jungle and support have yet to be picked for OGL. The Karma is an interesting pick right here, though. She was nerfed a few patches ago. Other than that, she was very, very strong both in solo lanes and support position, where I do predict she's going to be playing, but I think she actually does a very decent job into the castle. You know, you can build like one tank item, get yourself a little bit of magic resist, get yourself a catalyst passive, and just proc those grasp procs time and time again, making life hell for a melee champion like the Caston there. Either way, bringing up the Quinn, probably a pretty strong pickup into Caston, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Quinn probably bullies Gangplank as well, so maybe OGL doesn't want to deal with it, especially if it's in TLI's champion pool. And OGL go ahead and ban out the Zillion. I guess maybe their mid laner can also play it. You know, Project 8 might have an expansive champion pool.
It's too powerful, man. You can't let them have it.
I guess no one wants to play against the Zillion anymore.
Yeah, you know, you see Bjergsen do one at once, and everyone instantly becomes godlike at the champion. Either way, yeah, they do have their mid lane picked up here for Caston. They're banning out laners he just doesn't want to pick out. Probably going to go for the jungle pick right here. I would imagine they'd probably need some kind of tankiness or front line if they don't want to just like get run over here in these fights. Interesting to see what would be a hiccup. We have the Gragas available. Could even go for the Olaf. He's a very strong front line, but
might be just taking in their support now.
You know, support counterpick is a little undervalued lately, I think. But it is going to be the Jarvan picked up right here. My man can frontline. My man can engage. He can do a lot. He can do a lot, especially against the Ashe. He doesn't have any dashes to really deal with him.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing Jarvan has to deal with is, of course, you know, the Ashe utility slows, ultimate, stuff like that. But if, you know, he's able to get on top of Ashe, then there's not much you can really stop him with, especially with the Cataclysm. Although Ornn, I guess, technically could break the wall with his, you know, stun.
Yeah, he could technically, but it's going to be the Aurelia picked up here, probably for the mid lane for TLI. Now that is a matchup to punish that Gaston right there. If you can get any kind of jungle pressure from this guy, maybe Sejuani could be the pickup right here, or maybe an
Ornn jungle.
It could be, but Echo is actually a pick I really do like to see. Echo is such a good champion for snowballing off the early game. He takes that Dark Harvest and he turns one kill into big item pickups, into many more kills for his team. Does have a little bit of trouble getting started though, but once he does, he is unstoppable right here. Either way, I want to see what the matchup right here for OGL is. They have the Ezreal and ooh, is this a Shen support?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. You know, like, I guess they could technically flex. You know, Shen jungle was played in the NA playoffs.
Yeah, he was picked up by.
Unless they really want to play J4 support, which unless they really want to gimp TLI. But
Well, I do have a little bit of tech for you right here. J4 has been played in the support position before. He can go bot lane with Wukong, get that double armor pen on your Qs. Either way, they don't have the Wukong right here, so it's not very useful information. But Shen support into two kind of medium range on Karma, long range on Ashe. It's good to get the engage into this kind of range, but even if you do get the engage, I'm not entirely sure if you win that 2v2 right here. Karma is very, very oppressive in this lane. She's very strong champion early. She provides a lot of value to her team in team fights with that empowered E. And I'm not liking the draft from OGL as much as I saw it there in game 1.
Yeah, I'm also kind of iffy on it. I mean, they have a lot of champions that can really take over the game if they're given the opportunity. I mean, same could be said with, TLI with the Irelia or the Echo, like you said. But I think OGL's, they always kind of bank for a very cohesive team fight comp, which, J4 is kind of like the bread and butter of, team fight wombo combos. You get the true shot barrage stacking on top of that. And then you also have the Shen, stand united it, right? Able to keep alive Kassadin or Ezreal if they really need it.
Yeah, I think that the way that OGL are going to have to go at this one, right? They have a lot of early power there in the Jarvan, probably enough to match the Echo right there. He can just keep this game even until 20 minutes. Eventually, they're going to get level 16 on the Kassadin. They're going to get 2-3 items on the Gangplank, and they're just going to have so much more late game power to be working with against TLI. Yeah, they do have a crit 80 carry in the Ashe, but OGL just so much more harder scaling right here. The one thing I think they're going to have to look out for, though, is how much stronger those lanes are on TLI. Gangplank doesn't do a lot of work early. Sure, he can shoot you with his gun, but, Ashe, Karma, bot lane, Aurelia into Kassadin. These are so many avenues that Echo can use to snowball off of.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. OGL has some pretty weak lane states, especially the Gangplank. Doesn't offer a lot of gank assistance for the J4. Not sure how he does against the Ornn. I think it's kind of it's fairly even. I think.
Like I talked about, your goal for both these champions is just to go even, right? You can get fairly easy pop shots with your Q, right? But going into there to melee auto the minions means getting in range of the Ornn Q, of the Ornn W, and comboing with his E, right? There's just so much base damage that Ornn can just throw at you early in this lane, and again, just looking at this draft, I really don't like the Shen here in the bot lane. I really would like to see someone who can maybe roam around a little bit more, provide a little early pressure for his team, stop that Echo from snowballing. I mean, I honestly would like to see maybe a Pyke coming out, or a Blitzcrank for OGL. What do you think about that?
I think Pyke, maybe you want Blitzcrank over Pyke, I think, right? But
how so?
I think Blitzcrank offers, the same kind of roam potential. I mean, so does Pyke, right? But
yeah, I guess. Either way, they're both hooking champions at the end of the day. But no, it's all going to be how they play,
Yeah, definitely. And at the end of the day, it really just comes down to what you're comfortable with and what they've been practicing. For all we know, this could be within OGL's scrim practices. Shen and Ezreal bot lane or Shen support in general, right? And I think that's kind of the charm with playing a very, I don't want to say, off meta pick, because I think Shen support isn't too bad. It's just what they're playing up against, right? Ashe Karma.
Yeah, definitely. Just so much stuff they can throw at you there in that bot lane, especially when you're champion like the Ezreal, who does depend on throwing stuff at you, but really doesn't have that much to do so. It's just looking like a rough matchup in all these lanes for the level 4 Omega gang. But if they do get to that 25 minutes without giving up a lead, especially to the Echo, they can come away with this scaling. Either way, any other final thoughts you have before we get into the spectator delay?
Nothing else really. Just excited to see whether or not TLI can, come in clutch, or whether or not we're gonna see OGL finish this thing off. So, as you said, we'll be transitioning to the spec delay break. It shouldn't take too long, so stick with us, folks. Grab something to eat, grab something to drink, enjoy the show, and we'll be right back with you guys shortly.
Take a moment right here. Feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Running low, keep running. I'm running low, keep running. Like an outlaw on the run. Dangerous, but it's so fun. Running low, keep running. I'm running low, keep running. Like an outlaw on the run. Dangerous, but it's so fun. Run, run, run. Dangerous, dangerous. Run, run, run. Dangerous, dangerous. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Welcome back, everybody. Like I said, short transition to get right into this hype game too. OGL on red side, and we do see the lovable idiots on blue side, ready to rock and roll. How are you feeling about this game so far, Danielson?
I'm feeling pretty good. We talked about this in draft, but we have a lot of questionable choices for how we're going to play this one out. Like we talked about, I think that it's I think it's an even matchup for the top lane. But I was talking with my producer, and he was saying that he really likes gameplay, particularly at this elo, a lot more. So we're going to have to be watching that one right here. Other than that, though, we have a winning mid lane and a winning bot lane and a snowballing jungler for the lovable idiots. A lot of tools to be working with early here. But we do have the Kassadin on the side of OGL. He could just get that level 16, get all of his stacks going, and just auto win the game at that point.
Oh yeah, and are able to get a cheesy ward on the Raptor camp of the lovable idiots. So not sure if they'll use that information too well. I guess Echo might just start red side or something like that.
Yeah, he could. In this kind of a matchup, I'm not entirely sure who wins the level 3 fight. I know Jarvan gets very, very low in his early clear, particularly if he, depending on how he plays, he usually does get very, very low. And he is going to be pathing around the Echo accordingly, going for his red buff before his blue buff, not taking the extended gank or extended leash from his bot lane. But looks like we're going for a full clear for the Echo right here. Not entirely sure what the plan is.
Maybe full clear, or maybe looks for an early game bot lane, which I don't think that's something that he really wants to do. It seems like he might just full clear bot, maybe go towards his top side of the jungle, but not too sure or confident. He is getting quite low from the golems, or the Krugs, I mean.
Yeah, that is true. I do see that health bar, and But yeah, like you talked about, I really hope we don't see like or they are going to get very low on the side of OGL. I mean, like we talked
Yeah.
about how the longer this matchup goes on, the more it's just going to be slightly favored towards the side of the lovable idiots, just because they have so much more early pressure in their champion, so much better stuff to just throw at the side of OGL, particularly on the Ezreal, who doesn't really have any shields to keep him safe. He also went for the Doran's Blade rather than the Doran's Shield. Now, I've done the math on this. I do believe if you are getting like more than 3 procs a minute on the shield, it's
Mhm.
much more efficient in keeping you alive than the blade. Sure, the blade is slightly better if your jungler ganks for you, but in this kind of a matchup, if you're taking all that poke, why would your jungler gank for you if you're like a third HP?
Yeah, that is true. Maybe it's confidence coming out from Rapid Fire, but
Ooh.
very ambitious taunt coming in from Rabble. Gonna get punished a little bit, getting some love taps here from the dumb chemist.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to deal with that Jarvan, who is on the bottom half of the map, while their jungler is topside. This is called playing weak side right now. If
Oh
you
yeah.
are that karma, you can't afford to go in too far when you see your junglers on the other side of the map. They do have that ward, so they might spot him out, but he's not even gonna bother to show up bot lane, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he just decided to clear out that Scuttle Crab. There's nothing on his side of the map since they're playing split map, so might be looking for a reset. But it looks like he's pinging for a gank mid lane, which I'm not sure if he is able to since the wave is looking like it'll crash in. But Aurelia is going in on top of the Kassadin. Very ambitious, gets a flash, flag and drag, forcing the flash of Project A. So trading a flash for flash isn't so bad as Echo's trying to force a gank on Gangplank, but no results show.
Yeah, almost able to get that passive proc right there, that third hit auto. And with big knock up here from Ornn, doing a very good job at landing his abilities. He's actually up almost 10 CS there on that gangplank. A lot of early power in that champion right there. I gotta say, looking back at that mid lane, I think that Aurelia could have played a little bit better. She does have that ignite into the teleport, meaning she does have kill pressure, as well as just being a generally favored matchup right for her. If she ever hits an E at these early levels, that is so much damage going down to the Kassadin and potential kill pressure in that kind of a matchup right there. It looks like she's shoving this one in, so maybe she'll be going for an early back on this one. Not entirely sure how she's going to play it.
Yeah, she gets a fat wave on top of the red tower there, forcing Ghost to try to clear that out. Hopefully he tries to get as much CS as he can, farming under turret. It's kind of the life of the Kassadin player, right?
Definitely. And that fleet footwork is going to help keep him alive early. A lot of healing potential from that, as well as his Doran shield. There's just so much sustained resources you can use if you have a weak lane for yourself. You can go the Resolve tree, you can go fleet footwork, you can go the Doran shield. So many resources. He's also a very efficient user of the Dark Seal corrupting pot if you did want to choose to go that. Probably not too efficient since your starting item wasn't either of those, but it is going to be the backs coming out here for the bottom half of the map. She has 40 gold. I don't think that's enough for BF Sword. Is she going for Manimian? We're going to have to see.
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting. She actually opts for the
Ooh.
Arc route, right? So
Mm,
I'm gonna go with the Vamp Scepter, I guess.
yeah, I'm not liking that, honestly. There's not too much health stacking probably that we're going to be seeing on the side of OGL. It is going to help her a little bit into the dive from the Kassadin, from the Jarvan, getting that slow on them, hopefully keeping her alive or out of melee auto attack range for a little bit longer. But
Mhm.
I would like to see the Man Immune or an Essence Reaver from her. Aside from the Ornn ultimate, they're a little light in the way of engage, so that could have potentially been a lot of value for her.
Yeah, definitely. But it seems that, Dumb Chemist really wants to opt for the Bilgewater Cutlass into the Bork, which, maybe that's just what he feels comfortable. Maybe might be a misplay or loss from Boris. But meanwhile, Ezra is building that tier per usual. Nice trade coming in from Ornn, forcing Gangplank to take a bit of damage and eat some oranges.
Yeah, he does have the chain vest and a ruby crystal. Usually, when you get a bomby cinder, you can get a lot more damage on those sort of things, both because you can proc the passive on it and you're going to be spending a lot of time in their range. But Aurelia can just not hit those stuns on that champion. She's missing out on a lot of potential damage in this matchup because of it.
Oh yeah, quite unfortunate for the Irelia there. Would have expected Irelia to actually do a lot more in the early game versus the Kassadin, but Ghost is already level 6, 5 more levels until he hits that sweet power spike of level 11, where you get that rank 2 ultimate.
Yeah, even then, he just has so many more tools to work with once he gets his ultimate. Being able to just flash around the map basically whenever you want. 6-second cooldown, but it does mean you have a lot more options in that laning phase. Either way, still 0-0 here. 7.5 minutes into this one. I really would like to see some more early game plays from the Lovable Idiots. They have the Echo. They should really be trying to snowball him a little bit, getting him some good items because he doesn't actually clear that well with that champion. Sure, he has some AoE, but he's an assassin. He needs items to get going, right? Maybe he'll get something off this bot side right here. We have yet to see.
Yeah, I mean, he has Dark Harvest, hasn't had a single stack yet, so I mean, if you're young Norwal, you're kind of nervous for yourself and your team since, you went with that really snowbally Keystone. Meanwhile, mid lane, a bit of a skirmish. So everybody doing a lot of damage on top of Gosha. As you do see J4 routing there, but it is going to be warded on top of that side bush. And
Ooh.
not a lot of action happening just yet.
Oh, there by that dragon actually. He's trying to solo that early Ocean Drake. I think it's the second most damage behind that Cloud. It does give you the slow, which Cloud doesn't, but he's going to get it for his team. Thanks to
Oh, 2v2 coming here. Ash might be able to win. But now Shen forcing to keep up with 3 people as Karma forcing the heal and the arrow from downtown. Dumb Chem is able to pick up first blood for the Lovable Idiots.
Yeah, really, really good value there for his AD carry. Unfortunately, young Narwhal on the Echo not able to be a part of that kill. No extra gold to be working with right there. And 39 CS to 54, but Jarvan's trying to make something mid happen. We do have a fight here in the top lane, but Reli's getting out of that fight mid.
Yeah, GP now has Sheen, which it was a bit of a laning power spike for himself there now. And does have the Cole for the early goal stacking, which is always nice.
Ooh.
And yeah, I mean, so far, I think TLI gets that small lead. They get that dragon as well. So laning phases should be going very in their favor now that they have that Ocean Drake buff early on. And I'm wondering what OGL's next move is, Danielson.
Yeah, if I'm OGL, I'm looking at the clock. Oh, we have a fight right here in the top lane. A lot of damage going down on both these top laners. Actually getting that proc from the Ornn.
Oh, forcing the flash of GP. Ethno able to avoid that. Nicely done from Polar Bear Minion, able to bring in that in a solo confrontation with his opponent.
Yeah, I believe your ultimate does 125 magic damage on each proc. Whether or not you hit it and whether or not you hit the first and second part, basically. Potential 250 damage right here. I think he hit the first one, but not the second one. Either way. Ooh, we have another fight here on the bot lane.
Yeah, really nice. Trying to maybe get some good Ezreal Qs in here. If they're able to land the Mystic shots, should be able to poke out Hernandez, which is really nice because that means the Karma is very less likely to poke you out there in the laning phase. Cataclysm force initiate right away. Echo, that's an awkward flash coming out from Stabash. Very unfortunate, I think the Cataclysm really fattened that wall there, which caused him to mess it up, as we do see Ash getting those volley arrows out on top of the Ezra and the Shen. Oh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, able to buffer the Arcane Ship. Nicely done, but Dumb Chemist picks up the kill, and this could be a double kill. And that's going to be 2 kills going straight over to the 80 carry. And now Irelia is looking to 1v2. Here comes Echo as well. The Flag and Drag trying to keep them alive here. Kassadin forced to flash away.
Yeah, that is very, very close to getting that kill there on Gosha. Unfortunately, Project A not able to make a lot happen here in this winning matchup. Not to be said for Dumb Chemist and Hernandez in this bottom lane. Able to get multiple kills here onto the enemy AD carry. And Echo's actually sitting in the wing right here. Maybe he's going to try to make something happen. He is spotted out by that control ward. But yeah, so much gold going down here onto this Ashe. 85 CS. 3 kills. She's getting Bork on this next buy. She's sitting on top of 1,400 right here, and that is a major power spike for her.
Yeah, so I guess she gets to get away with this, and she does get that Bork pretty early. Now, I know you said you really wanted her to go Essence Reaver or Miramon or something.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that, but we have Jarvan here in the bot lane. Maybe something happened?
Yeah, I mean, they're aware that he's here. Echo's also within the vicinity. I don't think he really wants to get that root in, but decides to commit for it, which is not looking too pretty for them there. Maybe they could catch out Echo, but Echo's getting taunted from the Shen. Ezreal's taking so much damage with the cannon barrage, trying to provide assistance, and that's going to be rapid fire picking up the kill. This could look even better here as they keep on going with it. They have the castle win on board here. Now they just need a little bit more damage, and Gosha picks up the kill on Hernandez. That's just what they needed, but Project A is here and should be able to pick up 2 free kills here on top of the Shen and Ezreal. And Scarred Rabble is a little bit scared for his life as a shutdown on the Ashe. Not so bad of a trade for Gosha, but a double kill for the Irelia posted a big issue for the OGL squad.
Yeah, a lot of gold going on to both of these mid laners for their teams. Like we said, the teleport was able to get the Cassidy into that bottom lane much earlier than the Irelia. He's able to, the fact that she wasn't able to get kills in lane with her Ignite really, really kind of sucks. But she is able to clean up a little something for herself right there. Hopefully she can start making something happen in this matchup. So that Bork is a very, very powerful item spike for melee champions. So maybe something can happen. He is building the HP, is getting the tier right here, right now. But something to be said is that Gangplank getting those turret platings in the top lane. He has 1,200 gold in his inventory. If you choose to sell something right here, I believe he can get that Triforce, which is a major power spike for that champion.
Yeah, definitely. Triforce on Gangplank, one of the essentials, and something Atheno really needs to pick up in order for him to kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah, he actually he keeps his corrupting potion, sells the ward for himself. Does not have the Triforce, has the components. Unlucky stuff. Missing him on about 100 gold there.
Yeah,
However, we do
Uh-huh.
dragon on the map right now. Are they going to get a second dragon on the side of TLI?
I mean, it looks like that the squad of OG are willing to give it up here. They're not really rotating fast enough here. So my guess is that the Echo gets it for free. Oh, True Shot Barrage. Not going to find its mark. And that's going to be first 2 Drakes going straight over to the Lovable Idiots.
Yeah, the Loveable idiots just taking away that early game power, which, they should have with the champions they chose to pick. Either way, it's really, really great for them to be able to get in this. Hopefully they can match up, aside from that late game scaling that we're going to see coming out eventually from OGL. We do have the Triforce picked up now on the Gangplank, and I'm going to be really interested to see what the build paths are for the middle of these team fights. Are we going to see the Hextech Protobelt maybe for the Echo? Are we going to see the Sheen coming out soon? Are we going to see... Ooh, that is actually really interesting right here. We have a recurve bow being built for the Aurelia. I think that builds only into Bork and Ginsu's. Is she going to build Ginsu's on that champion?
No, it goes into... Oh, I forgot the name. Oh, wait. Wits End, yeah, Wits End, my bad, yeah.
How could I forget? Wits End. You're probably not going to have... that's pretty good into the AP matchup. Obviously, she's not going to have any magic resist right now to help her out with
I mean,
that.
the passive's
but
really good. The passive where she's below 30, I think 33% HP. You get a lot of...
Cassin is a champion that can get your health bar very low, so a lot of use out of that, I will say. Now, either way, she does not have any CDR, though, so, she's not going to be able to miss more of those E's, which she has been doing a lot of this game. First turret still available for any of these teams right here, but Shen's going for some
nice
kind
of coming in from the Shen, but not sure if they want to go for it. They burn Ashe's heal, which is very surprising, to say the least. But they end up winning that 2v2 trade, but I guess it's not as bad since Dumb Chemists did burn their heal randomly. Not sure if they fat-fingered it or, something was going on with comms.
Not entirely sure. I mean, he was full HP after that one right here, but we have Jarvan hovering in the wing right here, as well as the...
Oh no, the Irelia going on top. The Cannon Barrage, however, forcing this 2v2. Oh, but the Chrono Shift able to get a lot of damage on top of J4, but Ethno picks up a kill on. But the True Shot Barrage finds its mark, and Young Norwal gets taken out. Meanwhile, Gosha getting slapped in the face by Project A, aka Zach.
Yeah, it turns out that having a lot of globals is really good for winning fights across the map. They're able to use that Shen ultimate, use that Ezreal ultimate, as well as, technically go. They use it in melee range for that gameplay. They weren't able to get those health bars down to 0, and they ended up getting punished because of it. They did get the first tower on the side, 2 towers actually for TLM, but it is being followed up by that winning fight and the tower for the gameplay. A lot of gold going on to that guy. He's sitting on 2,000 right here, and I'm really interested to see what he's going to buy.
Yeah, very curious to see what they got there. And it seems like OGL is finding a bit of a resurgence, a bit of a second win for themselves here. Level 11 for the Cassidy, so as long as he's able to get to that Seraph's Embrace, might be looking a little bit better for them there. But that really is kind of huge. Like you said, 3-0.
Yeah, definitely. She was just able to get that solo kill there on that Cassidon. It looked like something she hasn't been able to pull off yet. She did have to commit her Ignite to do that. A lot of tools there for that. Either way, she's going to be able to provide a lot of value here in this side lane and make it so Cassidon really can't just sit in the side wave, get that early or get that easy experience for himself and get himself closer to that level 16 power spike. Ooh, some kind of fight here with the Aurelia.
Yeah, really getting a little bit of a skirmish against Scotia, but Rift walks away, kind of has to shrug it off, but kind of poses an issue for OGL, right? Because Irelia is able to side lane, and I don't think anyone on the squad of Omega Gaming Lunar are able to actually match up against Irelia well.
Yeah, I think that their play right here is if Aurelia is going to side lane, she doesn't have the teleport. It's going to take her a while to get to these fights. Maybe they can start looking here for the team fights. They do have some power on the Ezreal on these
Yeah,
champions.
nice cataclysm, but J4 going a little bit too deep now. Cannon Barrage able to buy some time, but Castle Win not able to get the kills just yet. Ash is still able to stay alive, but nice knockup coming in from the Polar Bear minion. J4 is in a horrible position. Here comes Irelia. Flag and Drag able to stay alive, and that is going to be Gosha going down on the side of OGL.
Yeah, unfortunately, they did just not have enough power to make that team fight happen. It is 18 minutes in this game, so the early team composition probably is a little bit stronger. I thought they might have been able to get some kind of a bursty sort of pick on the side of OGL, but unfortunately, TLI, they still have all their health bars with them, and what they're going to have also is this third Drake. They do have which soul is this? Mountain Soul? Again, 2 games in a row? What are the odds of that?
Yeah, I guess right. Really wants Mountain Soul to get some spotlight today. And it seems like they should be able to start the Dragon for free. I'm not sure it's wise of the side of OGL to contest that at all. For now, they're just trying to get as much gold into their pockets while they can. And that's going to be Mountain Soul Point, going to be on board for the side of TLI.
Definitely. Such a good use of their early game power that they have right here. They were able to get those early Drakes for themselves. Now they're at 3 Drakes. They're up 2k gold. Maybe not as far ahead as we would have liked, but they're going to be setting themselves up very, very well for this Baron here in about 45 seconds. And as long as they can keep Cassidon off the 16, keep Gangplank under 3 items, they should just be stronger in any fight they try to go for.
Yeah, I mean, Ash is looking fairly strong, has the Runons along with the Bork. Aurelia should be able to finish that Wit's End anytime soon now. I think she's going to be able to complete it off this base. I think, never mind, she's going to go for the Ninja tab. Oh, never
There it
mind.
is.
She decides she
There
wants the Wit's End and says the Tabbies can wait.
Tabbies can wait. That is what we're learning here in this game. We do have the Baron spawning right now, actually 20 minutes into this game. And I'm just wondering, are we going to see a continuation in pressure from the Lovable Idiots, or are we going to give them enough time, Omega Gaming Lunar, to eventually scale this one out? If I'm the Lovable Idiots, I'm looking for vision around this Baron. I'm saying, look, we're on a clock. We need to make something keep happening in this game. We really don't have that much of a lead, and things are going to be looking very, very rough for us if this one goes another 10 minutes. Cassin's level 12, 4 levels off that 16, but they are pressuring that mid lane tier 2. That's pretty big.
Yeah, now they're looking to gank the Ornn right here. Cannon Barrage going through. Call the Ornn God going through as well. Gets a knockup. Should be able to get the kill on J4. Ash is barely going to miss, but stuns GP. Pops the orange is a little bit too late, but maybe looking to get the kill here. J4 is also pretty much dead as well. And this is not looking too good if you're OGL. Forced to run for the hills, run for your lives, and J4 decides to play around in the Uwu alcove, but the blue trinket able to spot him out, and the snipe from the Echo able to pick up the kill, and now the resurgence of Rapid Fire comes in for backup. Oh my gosh, here they go. They're preparing to maybe looking for the re-engage, but Irelia is on its way. Gosha's trying to keep tabs on top of her, but they decided they should probably disengage before they get wrecked by the Vanguard's Edge from Project A.
Yeah, I really would like to see Aurelia, Project A on this Aurelia, roaming a little bit quicker here to these fights. The fact that she can't make herself utilize a lot of her early power here, it just means that once that Ashe dies, they basically have no DPS that they can threaten the enemy team with. Now, trading kills like this is not what you want to be doing on TLI if you want to be pressing this advantage that you've got for yourself in this game. We do have another dragon spawning here in 2 minutes. So if we do get that Mountain Soul, it could prevent some of these picks that we're seeing on the Ashe on several members of TLI, and it might be what they need to bring this one in.
Yeah, I mean, TLI definitely on the front row seat, driver's seat of this game so far. But the goal lead isn't that bad, right? OGL still have quite the chance. They're only down around 2K gold, close to 1K, I believe. As GP does find his mark on Hernandez. Hernandez trying to dodge and weave, bob and weave, forced to flash away, and GP's continuing the chase on. Meanwhile, Ezreal looking to go back mid lane, push up that wave, but they might be looking to catch a pick on the Ashe with J4 in the vicinity, but so far, things are not looking too bad for the side of TLI.
Definitely, definitely. Like you said, I would have liked them to push this advantage a little bit more, but eventually we're getting to the point where just have so much power on OGL. We have 2 items right now on that cast, and he scales so hard. We have 10 stacks on the Rod of Ages, only 300 stacks though on that Archangel staff. Very, very far off his Mirror Mana, which is very, very useful for these fights. Probably not what he needs to avoid the Ashe arrows in these fights. I believe it was in that last team fight that he did take an Ashe arrow to the face and just get whittled down in that time right there. Either way, we have this next dragon coming up here in about 30 seconds. You cannot give this one up if you are OGL. You do not want to be giving up a free Mountain Soul. You're also a pretty good user of these stacks. You have the Shen, you have the Jarvan. This could be very, very big for you if you get this.
Yeah, I mean, the Cassidy's still 3 levels off from 16. Still waiting for that Seraph's Embrace upgrade as well. Ezreal's still trying to finish off that Death Stance. So they've got a lot of item breakpoints that they're trying to get through. GP does have 2 items, however, so, some glimmer of hope for them here. But this is a Soul Point, and it looks like TLI are the front runners to pick this up for themselves.
Some kind of fight here. We might be looking at Ornn.
Call the Forge God able to pick off the Shen. They want to look for more. Nice Cataclysm, able to catch 2 members. Rapid Fire picks up a kill. But here comes Irelia diving in the back line. Got to be careful for Project A, but Project A goes down. Zach is taken out as well. And what a surprising ace coming out from OGL.
OGL, they have their power now. 24 minutes into this game. Cassidy coming up absolutely huge on that bat lane. That combined with an early pick, probably avoidable on that Echo, died with his ultimate up. It means they're going to get that dragon, keep the enemy team off that Mountain Soul, and now they're going to be taking that Baron. We do have, no teleports even available for the side of the Loveable Idiots. This is just looking like a free Baron.
I mean, it's really unfortunate, right? Because Polar Bear Minion was looking for the pick or the engage with the Call of the Forge God, but only catches out the Shen, which is probably the last person you want to catch out there. You're looking for more like the Kassadin or the Ezreal. But
Definitely. Those champions have a lot of dashes, though, and a lot of mobility, so you're probably not hitting them with too many skill shots.
Yeah.
Unlucky, either way.
I mean, now Rapid Fire has his Death Stance. That's what we're saying. We're waiting for him to acquire. So now you're asking, how does TLI kind of close the gate on this one? Because they were so close, right? Things were looking pretty good for them. But, all of a sudden, OGL flips the switch, and they kind of gave him a really quick right hook, sucker punch,
Yeah, I completely agree.
Like, I didn't even see that coming. I thought Project A was going to mop the floor, right? Gets the Vanguard's edge early in the fight, but
I mean,
I guess,
hold up. What am I seeing right here on Aurelia? Is this a Haunting Geist on Aurelia? I get I get that it's a strong item, but I think there are better items for Aurelia. Wouldn't you say? I mean, I don't want to doubt the Church of LS over here, but not. I'm not like.
There's an imposter among us, bro.
Definitely. It looks like an imposter waste of 1,500 gold.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that scales with AP, I believe, is the stun, right? So. Okay.
Ultimate scaling with AP. How could we forget? She could just buy a Lichbane, get herself some auto attack scaling with that AP. Aurelia was a thing. Was it a thing with the rework?
Not since the rework. It was. I remember. Yeah.
Really? Okay, when it first came out is what I'm hearing from my producer right here. Either way, I mean, you're not a fan of the Haunting Geist, are you?
I mean, I don't have much faith in it, but if Project A can prove me wrong, then so be it. It'll make things a lot interesting, if I'm being honest with you.
I completely agree. I mean, I would have liked to see a little bit of CDR coming out. Maybe a Black Cleaver could have been really good. You're getting that phase passive. She could have also gone for the Triforce. I'm not entirely sure what the Aurelia build looks like here. I've seen them building both the Triforce and the Black Cleaver in a lot of instances. She certainly have
Oh.
some threading here, but we have something happening here in the mid lane.
Oh, forcing the flash from the Ezreal. Nice attempt here from Dumb Chemist. You're able to burn that summoner spell away from Rapid Fire, who was caught in a very deep position, one would say, as Cassidy almost level 16, but Vanguard's Edge going through. A lot of damage on top of the Cassidy, but the Stand United brings 2 people to the party along with the Cannon Barrage, and now it's Ezreal versus Ashe. A lot of HP regen coming in through, but Rapid Fire able to win the 1v1. Here comes A-Force. The Bash maybe looking for a flag and drag, but Cassidy is so low in this fight that they might as well just go for the second tier turret.
Yeah, definitely. Just picks all across the map happening in favor of Omega Gaming Lunar, winning that 1v1 against the Ashe right there. Ezra was about 45 CS up right there. He does have a lot more armor in his kit, as well as having his completed 3rd item. That was definitely a more in the way of Ezra. Definitely favorite sword hands. It looks like Ashe is going for a Death Dance of her own with that pickup right there in the Aegis of the Legion and the Vampiric Scepter for himself right here. A lot of interesting builds right here, I gotta say. Meanwhile, I don't want to count out these guys entirely. TLI, they do have the Ornn. They do have the double items coming up, as well as the upgrades for the Aurelia. Should be getting a Blade of the Rune King upgrade for that Ashe in just a second right here. As well as, I wonder if Echo can build anything. He could probably go for the Death Cap. I think other than that, maybe this...
I don't think you want to look at Echo's Dark Cargo stocks, or else you would be very sad, Danielson.
Let's see it. Let's see it. What am I... Oh, God. Yeah, that's all. Is
28
that
minutes,
5?
yeah.
5
Yep.
stack.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's...
I think Young Norwal needs to take the bench, just go a little bit more of a, I don't want to say tank build, maybe more frontline-esque, right?
Get... Oh, we are...
Castlin is online. Castle win.
Yeah, level 16 Cassin, the feared power spike. We have EESHWAN in the chat.
Here he comes. He's wrecking havoc. Oh, this poor Karma. Forcing the Enchanted Crystal Arrow already, and wow, this hurts to watch. Oh no, poor TLI. Run! Run! Cassidin's on top of the Ornn. They're gonna try to let Project A live, but now they're just gonna take the free Ornn kill here. And oh no, and they're not even gonna let Project A live. Project A's trying to fight for his life. Vanguard's Edge going through, but that's gonna be the ace coming in through. OGL online and looking better than ever.
Yeah, another 5 for 0 in the favor of OGL. Looks like they're getting that 2nd Drake off for themselves and 5th Drake off of the map. Let's get some inhibitors out of here, buds. This is a lot of map pressure. Hoping to get off that. And with this Baron spawning in under a minute, that would give you some more objectives that TLI would have to look at, sort of splitting their pressure off the map, making things a lot easier for you coming up right here. This is a complete turnaround in the way of OGL, though. Really good job by these guys.
Oh. Yeah, but they might be able to get some picks for the fact that OGL is overstaying their welcome. Ashe trying to do as much damage as she can with the Runon's Hurricane, but here comes Cassidy from the TP, fresh off the gate, locked and loaded with new items under his belt. Oh no, and he's going all over the place. He's going crazy. Oh, Gosha, have mercy. Triple kill for the Cassidy. Might be getting killed out here. The Stand United trying to keep him alive as well. Oh no, Gosha, this is looking like a highlight reel. Can it be the pentakill? Oh, the Cassidy wants it. They want it so bad, but the Ornn's not going to give it to them. The BM from Polar Bear Minion. Oh no.
What a rude dude over here.
Yeah, he's just standing there. He's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, come take this. See if I don't kill you with one Q.
Oh, the shutdown.
Literally with one Q. But he might have been able to kill the Cassidy, but he shouldn't be able to 1v3 this. Or he might. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, but he is getting enough time for his team to end right here. Cassidy did not use his time to auto-attack the turrets. Instead, they are going to end up keeping this game a little bit longer. This is this OGL. You could have ended there, my man. What is happening?
I think they were very heartbroken with the fact that Gosha could not get his penta. But I mean, let's hope it doesn't bite him on the foot later.
Bite him on the foot. Yeah, that's how the saying goes. Either way, we can have Baron.
I'm a very PG oriented caster, Danielson. Do you not agree?
Yeah, what does PG stand for? Stand for no, I can't say that either. Uh, but,
What? Okay.
something general. Either way, we do have the Baron on the map right here. 5 seconds before the top laners are back on here, and yeah, still no pressure on this Baron. No one's taking it right now. Just getting some kind of vision from the supports right here. Echo, go for a pick or something at least, my man. You're just letting Shen walk all over your team right now. No way you win this if you don't take this Baron or do something really, really quick for your team. Both these guys on the map, 12 to 22, 32 minutes in this game. Are we seeing a Baron?
I mean, I guess they've already got it started. Maybe Echo's looking to steal it, applying some pressure, trying to slow it down. But I mean, their Hail Mary play is just Norwal stealing Baron, which even then doesn't really confirm their win 100%. Cassidy getting knocked up here, caught out alone, but I don't think there's anyone who could reliably stop Gosha from doing what he wants, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They are getting them off of that.
Oh, goodbye, Chemist. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah. Oh,
And here comes the True Shot Barrage along with a Cannon Barrage. Vanguard's Edge buying some time for the Irelia, but Caston is already on his way. A double kill for him, but there's no Penta because J4 just took a double kill for himself. And that should be the game, going straight over to OGL as they're running it down towards the Nexus. Want to get into that family photo as the Nexus explodes. And poor J4. I don't think he's going to make it.
oh, he's gonna make it. This doesn't
Okay,
look.
never mind. He's here.
I'm
Woo,
putting down.
okay.
It looks like he's making it either way. But yeah, here we are getting this game too. Easy win 2-0 for Omega Gaming Lunar over the Lovable Idiots. Did you think this was gonna happen, man?
I mean, I know we were very skeptical about their draft, especially with their weak laners such as GP and Cassidon, but unfortunately TLI had a lead for a bit of the most of the mid game, right? It's just they
Yeah.
weren't able to really finish off the game before Cassidon hits, level 16 or GP hits that third item power spike. Like a lot of things went wrong for them, but it was a close game too, or it was as close as a 2-0 that it could get, right?
Yeah, I completely agree right here. Looking at these damage charts, we can just really see how these carries had the resources to come online over here for the side of Omega Game. Oh, it looks like the names are switched a little bit, but Omega Gaming Lunar coming away with that 2-0. So much damage out here from the top laner. GP coming up absolutely huge here in this matchup. A lot of damage in that champion right there. And we're not going to be doing interviews, but I got to ask you, if you were going to give an MVP to this one, who would you be giving it to?
Are we talking about game two
Oh,
wise or
in
series overall? Huh?
the overall.
Oh, overall, I think it's like you got to give it a rapid fire, right? He was consistently doing well in both Ezreal games, you know, pumping
Okay.
out a lot of damage. And I think game two, like I want to say during the mid game, rapid fire was really kind of like holding up, OGL from toppling over in that mid game, right? The
Yeah.
fact that they had two weak solo laners throughout the majority of the game, and the only person that was kind of keeping them, a notable threat was rapid fire, right? Already had that completed Miramana, had that Iceborne Gauntlet locked and loaded. I got to give it to him. What about you, Danielson?
I completely agree. He was definitely the force that they needed to press their advantage there in game one and to keep them alive during the earlier portions where the Ezreal is stronger than the Ashe in that game too. He played this match beautifully. Yeah, we're tripping. Hold up, Mister Production Mikey. Who are you thinking was the MVP this
Yeah, let's
one?
see what I predict. Uh,
Eterno on the top lane?
I
I
can see
mean,
with the Clud game.
who did, yeah, oh yeah, the Kled game. I forgot about that. Definitely. I thought he did a lot of work for his team there in that game one. Game two, though, I still just like Rapid Fire's performance a little bit more, man. Like he but you're not admitting that. No,
Yeah, that
advocating for
to
the
be
dev.
fair, that would be my second pick, right? If it's not rapid fire, it's definitely F no.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Who was Gosha playing in that game one? I've already forgotten.
Zillion. He did okay on Zillion, right? Like
Yeah,
he did what Zillion's supposed to do, right?
yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. But yeah, really great play from basically everyone here on the side of Omega Gaming Lunar. They are walking away with the 2-0 in the best of three. And just real congratulations to these guys here in week 10 of the Risen Esports Unstoppable League pre-mades. I got to ask you, Masuda, any other final thoughts you have before we throw this one out?
Other than shout out to Risen, always putting up these really good casts. Also, shout out to producer Mikey, does an excellent amount of work for us here. Make sure we're on the right page, making sure we're keeping up to date, and he provides us with knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And also, shout out to Rando Joe as well, able to get this group together just in time,
All
where we
right.
can all enjoy it. Yeah. But with that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream or the cast at least. Really fun games to watch and commentate, and great job out there as well, Danielson.
Hey, thank you, my man. Follow me on Twitter, Danielson524. Anything from you, Masuda? You ready to end this one?
Yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Stay well, stay safe, and we'll see you guys on the next stream.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere, I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no